This podcast is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Out of the Ashes presents Missing Dad.
I might have ended up on the wrong side of the tracks if Pops wouldn't have pulled me back and said, yo.
Each episode is a thought-provoking interview with people across all walks of life to see how they were affected by missing key pieces in their relationship with their dad.
Told him as a youngster, he'll be the greatest man alive.
And now your hosts, Coley Harris and Amar Melton.
Welcome to another episode of Missing Dad. I'm your co-host, Coley Harris.
I'm the other co-host and also Coley Harris's son, Amar Melton.
And we have with us today. You wanted to describe
go ahead.
yourself?
I got a lot of names. I go by a lot of different titles. I'm Tahali. I'm Armor 50 Shots, CEO of 50 Shots, the label. Owner of Flex Kings Training. You already know, man. Big vibes, big energy. That's what's going on.
Co-author of 15 Laws of the Street. I couldn't find my copy, man.
I forgot all about 15 Laws of the Street, man.
You forgot it. What?
15 Laws, man. Listen, 15 Laws, we wrote that almost 2007, 2008, when Coley was on his way home. We was writing 15 Laws. Coley was in Georgetown. This one I knew he was different, right? This Negro leave the jail. He like, yo, we gonna get this book done. I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm a young nigga at the time, so I ain't paying it too much of mind. So the Negro writes me. One day I get a letter. It's like 10 pages of shit. I'm like, the fuck? Then I get to reading it. He got the book. Yo, you need to write this. This what it is. So I get right at it because I see he ain't bullshitting now. So we going back through mail in jail, back and forth, writing a book. Then he took everything together when he got out, and he got the joint published, man.
Hold up. Because I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how it came.
I thought y'all was like in the same prison right now.
We started the idea in the same prison. So he was finishing his bit up, you know what I'm saying? And I was like fresh in on that 30 piece. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a young nigga trying to figure it out. I don't, you know what I mean? Judge gave me so much time. It is what it is. So I wasn't like, really had no direction. You know what I'm saying? So not having no direction, he seen something in me early and was like, man, come on, man. So at first I was we was in a program, so I'm bucking in the program. I got something to say. Every time somebody do anything, I got something to say. You know what I'm saying? I can't be quiet. I'm real confrontational. And then I'm going to tell you what it really was. One day he had to pull me in to let me know who the fuck he was. You know what I'm saying? That's what really happened. Because it's like, this young nigga out here, you know what I'm saying? He might not know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I had kind of knew, but I didn't know like the severity of the legacy and what he meant and who he was. I didn't know all that. So, but I never violated. No, I never crossed no line. You know what I'm saying? He was still an OG. I was just young. Yeah, I ain't. So, but one day he had, and then after that first conversation, you know what I'm saying? And that we never we've been tied in there since, man. That's going on 20 years, 25 years, somewhere in that area at this point. Yeah. That was 2004, 2005. That's an easy 20.
When you come down?
I came down 2002. 2001, I went to Smyrna. Yeah. I went to Smyrna 2001.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a long time.
That's a long time, man.
Wow.
We in 2023, ready to be 24. That shit crazy.
Yes, sir.
Well, we are fortunate to have with us here today, as he called himself, Armor 50 Shots, the CEO.
50 Shots, the label.
Flex Kings Training.
Flex Kings Training.
All of that good stuff.
Yeah.
Tahali Nichols. Before we jump on into the main topic, how's life been for you?
I ain't gonna lie, man. It's a blessing. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm free. My dad, my husband. Yeah. Life is good, man.
That's good. Don't go too far into that. We gonna get all of that. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
So, man, I got a long history. I don't even know where to start at. So me and Coley, we met in Smyrna. We was in prison, right? And
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Tell me about yourself. Start with yourself.
All right, so my name's Tahali again. From Wilmington, Delaware. I don't even want to tell y'all my age, man, but we're going to keep it all real for the podcast. But I'm 40, man. I'm ready to turn 41, man. God willing, real soon. And, man, you know, I just love life, man. I enjoy a lot of different things, man. Right now, you know, the music is like my driving passion. Trying to bring these kids up out the city, you know, make a different way for them. You know, I come from that inner city life, come from, you know, thugging, straight like that, you know what I mean? Like, probably started going to jail when I was like 10.
Word?
You know what I mean? Yeah. First time I went to jail, went to this, they had like this little juvenile little place, and it was wilding out of school, you know what I mean? And then from wilding out of school, that turned into running away from home. You know, from running away from home, it went to, you know, back and forth in and out of juvenile facilities, from in and out of juvenile facilities, you know, the drugs start playing a part. I'm smoking weed young, you know what I'm saying? I'm hustling, you know what I'm saying? I'm selling cocaine probably like 11, 12. I'm already active. By 13, I was super active, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's weird because I always was a little bigger than what people thought. So I remember one time, you know, we used to hustle out Newcastle, right? So we back and forth, you know, between Newcastle, West Side, North Side. I'm everywhere. So they jump out on us one day. They like, man, how old are you? So I'm like, man, I'm like 13. They like, man, you ain't no goddamn 13. I'm like, man, I'm 13. So they locked me up still and made my mom come to get me because they didn't, you know what I'm saying? Because they thinking the way they hearing my name, right? Because I'm constantly popping up and stuff out there, right? They walk around, who's little so-and-so? You know what I'm saying? I had a nickname back in the day they used to call me Pop back in the day. They're like, man, we're little Pop. Who Pop? Pop. So they thinking I'm like 20, 21 years old because, you know, I'm out there. But I'm sleeping out there. I remember when they was tearing down, for people of certain age, the Delaware Motel. It's for in Newcastle. The Delaware. It was like New Jack City out that joint. You got one building where it was Delaware niggas, another joint where it's Philly Bulls. Like, it was so much going on, and it's 4 buildings in the Delaware, right? And it was like, man, it was New Jack City. And I remember when they was tearing it down, I was sleeping in the cars. Right, I remember I had when Garnett first got drafted, I had the little Garnett 21 jersey, and I wore it every day, right? I was worried about eating and getting some money, changing my mom's situation, my situation. That's just what it was. And I'm saying, so at that time, you know, it was just really me and my mom's, my brother, Pop. My Pop had already went to jail. So my Pop had went to jail, I think, like 91, 92, somewhere in that area. My Pop went to jail. I was like 9 or 10. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see my Pop again until I was like, I want to say 37, 38.
Word. What was your relationship like with him before he went in?
We didn't have a relationship. So the best memory I ever had of my Pop, right? I got 2 different stories. I got a good memory and a bad memory, right? So the best memory I ever had of my Pop is I had gotten a car accident, right? Messed my grill up, stitches all up. So I'm thinking, you know, they say everybody got hoop dreams and stuff. So back in the day, I wanted to be Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders was the man in football. You know, I'm playing my little football on the Pee Wee division, 8, 9 years old, right? Mm-hmm. And what ended up happening was me and my mom was arguing about a game or something. I wanted something, right? So I runs out the house. I see the cars coming, and I remember Barry used to take this step. He would go forward, and then he'd shake you a little bit, and then take the step, and he'd shake. So for some reason, I thought I was Barry Sanders. So I'm on the highway. The car. Okay. So I'm on the highway, right? So I take the step, and then I bolt. So when I bolt, I get smacked by a truck. Boom. You know what I'm saying? I woke up. My father was holding my hand in the hospital. Best memory in my life where it was like, man, damn. You know what I mean? That's like I remember waking up from whatever state I was in. And to this day, I can still see clear as day that man, he holding my hand. You know what I'm saying? After that accident. You know what I'm saying? And then I never seen him again. I never seen him again until I was a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely the best memory, man. Got a lot of bad memories too. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave it on a good note though, man. I ain't even gonna get into none of the super bad stories. But long story short, you know what I'm saying? Like that was one of the moments in my life was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, my pop loved me. You feel what I'm saying? And after that, he went to jail. He went to jail for 10 years. By the time he came home from jail, I was in jail. So, you know what I'm saying? We never really had a relationship. You know what I'm saying? At times in prison, he would pop up here and there, maybe send something. He had a friend or something he was messing with, and got her to like write me, and me and her was like talking and stuff like that. Not even on no emotional level, just like as a support, because she was a little, older woman and stuff. And that was my dog. That's still my dog to this day, man.
Right. That's
super supportive.
That's what's up. Damn, that's a lot. So you said your relationship with your dad, you didn't really have one. Wait a minute. So the next time you really seen your dad and able to have a conversation when you came home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I first came home, you know what I mean? I was hitting and missing. You know, I didn't do that much time. You know what I mean? Mentally, when I came home, I was playing so much catch up. Like in my mind, it wasn't even like I wasn't focused on building a relationship with nobody. You know what I'm saying?
And real quick, for the listeners, I know we talked about it off camera. Let them know how much time you did.
I did 21 years and 8 months.
Right.
21 years. I almost did, you know what I mean, 22. I remember when right before I left, I wrote this joint. I said I almost did 21 blackjack. It was real. And then I hit 21. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you said you had that conversation when you came home. You said you was hitting and missing. And
yeah, like we were talking, but we didn't have that conversation.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a point where you got to have that conversation with your pop. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing with my mom. My mom's was like, we was disconnected really my whole time in prison. Like, she would pop up like my whole time in jail. I might have seen my mom's in 21, 20. I might have seen her 10 to 15 times, maybe, right? And that's really not a lot when you think about like your moms or the relationship you're supposed to have with. She couldn't really, like, it wasn't in her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that jail shit, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I tried to have a conversation with her, too, but it just wasn't, like, she wasn't real emotional with that. And then when she did get there, it was like, man, I don't know what she was going through. You know what I'm saying? Then so I had a lot of relationships to kind of, like, try to relearn and build. I had a baby sister that was born when I was in jail. I never knew her. So her whole life, all she heard about was her brother. And then when I got out, it was like, oh, you my brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And her and our relationship has grown probably the most significantly. Definitely my little brother, you know what I'm saying? Because when I went to jail, he was 5. I had another sister that was 8, you know what I'm saying? So when I came home, they all adults, you know what I'm saying? But before I went in, you know what I'm saying? I'm playing a lot of different roles. I'm a son, I'm a big brother, I'm a father figure because I'm the oldest out of all of my aunt's kids and you know what I'm saying? My great aunt, I'm the oldest, right? So when it comes to the grandbabies, so they whole life they grew up knowing about me and hearing about me, and some of them got good memories. Like, man, he used to do this or do that. Some stuff I remember, some stuff I don't. You know what I mean? But it took a while. So by the time I even got to my dad, by the time I even got to him, I was already burnt out from dealing with all the other relationships.
Yeah.
If that make any sense. So we gradually got through a pace where, you know what I mean, we finally talked, had a conversation, then started having, you know what I mean, more conversations, and you know what I'm saying, till we got to a solid place. Like, it is what it is now, you know what I'm saying? So that's my God.
Yeah, I can dig it, man. I mean, relationships is tough, man. Just rebuilding relationships, having relationships in general is just tough. And I know, coming home, like you said, having to relearn everybody and just picking. Some people just having to meet them for the first time, like your baby sister and all that. That's a lot, man. That's a lot on you. How you think you feel like you've been handling that?
It's kind of like putting on jeans at this point, right? It's like I don't really think about it. I just, as a man and as the elder in my household, in my family, I carry it like how it's supposed to be carried. You know what I'm saying? I'm there for advice. I'm there for emotional support. I call people. I talk to people. I act like, you know what I mean? Some people say, man, I would not, like, and I go through this with, you know what I mean, with somebody all the time. Like, yo, I would never know that you did that much time because you be seeming like you do it so fluently. But I'd be like, you ain't in that basement with me at night. And I'm saying when you know what I'm saying, when I came home and I was staying in my man's basement, you wasn't in that basement with me. And I'm saying sometimes when I take a trip and I go somewhere by myself and on flights or when I'm in the room, I went to Denver this year actually, you know what I'm saying, went out to Colorado and by myself. Just went out there, you know what I'm saying, went to the Broncos game, went to the Rock what's Deion team, Colorado, the football team. Yeah, so I went out there by myself, but when I went back to the room, it was relieving for me. You know what I'm saying? To be by myself, it was like I was in solitude again. And it was crazy because I felt comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you're away from people so long, sometimes that type of stuff, that's my comfortability. And I'm like, damn. Because now, you know what I mean, when you start, you know what I mean, being, you know, the dad of your household and all of that, you don't get that solitude no more. You go in the house, it's instant. The baby might be crying, you know what I'm saying? Dishes might need to be clean. Clothes might need to be picked up and washed. You don't get that. It's constant. And then you're dealing with the daily life of everything else, depending on what your career path is on. So, you know what I mean? For me, that solitude is like, it's everything. If you get the opportunity to get it, because my comfortability was being in jail by myself.
Yeah. It's strange that you say that because I tell people a lot of times, you may not realize, but when you go through during an extended period of time, you know what I mean? And I'll say jail because that's my experience as well, but solitude, being away from people, you need to have that, you know what I mean, to like engage with people all the time like that, it diminishes, it goes ways down. It's like, I could just step away from this and just keep it pushing and life gonna keep right on moving. You know what I mean? It's just, because you feel like you always, I know I did. I feel like I'm alone. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm alone.
So you think that's a trauma response?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely trauma.
It's like, before I be confrontational and be arguing with people back, I'd rather leave you alone. Like, and it could be in so many different aspects. Like, and I say this, like, because people know me as this individual. They don't know me as another individual. Like, when you see your pop, you only see your dad. You don't know him as that other character. Right. So it's a little harder to believe. So it'd be like, when you see that other character, you'd be like, but that's really him. You know what I'm saying? He's always been quiet, reserved. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't doing a lot of talking. Like, his actions has always been his dialogue. Like, I told somebody, you know what I'm saying, the other day, man, I'm like, man, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, in my lifetime, he's probably the realest nigga I ever met in my life. In my life. And I met a lot of people, man. I met a lot of people, and I'm saying, and that's just like, it has nothing to do with nothing he's ever done for me. It's always been his character. So when I think about as a father figure or as an uncle, you know what I'm saying, because the roles, and this is funny because one day we was talking, I was still locked up. He was home. And you know what I'm saying, he always been, you know, that's Unc to me, right? So always been like that. One of the young boys called me Unc. What the fuck is they talking to? You know what I'm saying? Fuck you talking about Unc? Where your Unc at, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because you know it's two different ways. These young niggas get slick because you know you got uncle and then you got Unc. You don't know if they calling you an addict or a junkie or they saying, yo, I respect you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you got UNK Unc and then you got UNCLE Uncle. You know what I'm saying? So which Unc you talking about? You talking about UNC or you talking about UNK? Nigga, stop playing with me. So yeah, and that's when I realized, and him and I had a conversation. The tables had went 360 on me. Yeah. I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah. Now the next young boy, he 18, 19. I'm 20. I mean, I'm 32, 33. I have been in jail all this time already. They like, yo, you an OG, you Unc, man. Like, ain't nobody disrespecting you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, I'm in better shape than you. I felt some type way about it. And we laughed about it, but it's just evolution about this time, you know what I mean, changing. But I bring all that to say is like, as far as a father figure of how to carry it, he was the example for me because I didn't have that before. So when I finally met him, and then what he gave me was structure. So I didn't realize what structure was needed until I actually got structure. You understand what I'm saying? Right. And it happened the same thing when I came home. I'm hitting the wheels, I'm running. And I'm saying, And he grabbed me immediately and was like, nah, nigga, we gonna give you some structure. So, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like, you know what I'm saying, like an uncle. It's like, yo, this is the only dad figure I've ever known. You understand? Where people would get jealous, like, well, ask Coley then, because you ain't gonna listen to nobody else. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't. You know what I'm saying? I respect people. I respect the OGs. But for me, you know what I'm saying? For me, his word is that's the end all be all for me, because I'm like, for me, that's the only man that ever, you know what I'm saying? So we talking about a Missing Dad podcast, and it's like, but I'm talking to the nigga that raised me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's different because my experiences is gonna be different from you, and you was actual son, you know what I'm saying? But my experiences is different because it was a point in time where I was just around him more. You know what I'm saying? So it's wild how tables turn and how things change. But when we think about that, you know what I'm saying, I didn't have that structure until I really met him, and that's when I realized, well, damn, because when he left, it was over. I'm back in my element. You understand what I'm saying? I'm running tickets. I'm running around. You know what I'm saying? I'm involved in this, that, and this third. But when he was there, I wasn't doing all that. So it was like my supervision left. You know what I'm saying? Supervision left. So now he might call and be like, what Tahali down there doing? Man, Tahali got the tickets. He got
What's the tickets for the people that's listening?
Oh, the tickets? Oh, so in jail, I was the bookie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God.
Nah, this some dead shit. I probably had one of the biggest tickets in the jail. You know what I'm saying? Where jokers was like, so the same thing, like when you go to the casino, you go anywhere, somebody be like, yo, I want to put a 4 pick.
Well, hold on, real quick. That stuff started in jail, though. Because I don't remember, maybe I don't know. You might know. I don't know. I don't remember tickets being, I don't remember ever seeing or anybody playing tickets out here before I went in. Now, granted, I did 14 years.
It was a white mob thing. You know what I'm saying? They had them sharks. If you go back and look into them old movies like Casino and all them shits, them niggas was running numbers.
You just
I ain't talking about numbers. I'm talking about betting, sports betting.
You couldn't do it in Delaware, but you could do it in Vegas, couldn't you?
You could do it in a bunch of space. What I'm saying is, them white mob members had that shit. Like they had sharks. They call them shark. Yo, man, you got everybody. They had bookies. Bookies always been around. It just wasn't legalized, and it wasn't part of our culture. So because it wasn't really part of our culture, like.
I'm talking about I know that. Yeah. I know that part. You know what I mean? They always have bookies and sports betting. Okay. But I'm talking about the actual.
Nah, that shit wasn't around.
Ticket. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that
shit started in jail. Niggas used to like the tickets. Like you go to pick. Oh, let me go down to the store and grab me a ticket and place your bets. Yeah. Niggas used to have whole sleeves of tickets down there with the the perforated handwritten shit. Yeah.
Handwritten shit.
Handwritten tickets.
I would pay somebody weekly to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm putting it in every building. So my ticket, like some niggas, you got big tickets and little tickets. So you got the little niggas, you know what I'm saying? They got their tickets just in their building because they can't afford to expand. Because you take a bad crack, you might be down $6,000-$7,000. You got to be able to cover that because it's still jail, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You owe a nigga a couple of hours. You know what I'm saying? You can't owe a nigga. This nigga got 3 bodies on the street. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas ain't like that, and some niggas is really like that. So as the bookie, everybody knew who I was. So that's how I got into that type of shit. But
now you got my wheels turning. How old were you when you got locked up?
I was 16.
16. Oh, so you got locked. Internet still early. Like, how'd you learn?
What internet? It wasn't no internet.
No, I mean, so you the bookie. How'd you learn that, man?
What's crazy is, right? I always been a quick learner, so I could pick something up. Like you might do something, like whatever it is. And I catch on like, what the fuck is going on? Because at the end of the day, it's 2 things. I'm a quick learner and I'm a hustler. So I ain't had nobody sending me no money. You know what I'm saying? That my guy that I was with, like my right-hand man, took the stand. So he ain't my friend no more. So he's home, he hustling and all that. I ain't calling that nigga asking me for no money or none of that shit. Then on top of that, I didn't really have friends. I was a kid. So the guys that I can't call home and be like, yo, tell so-and-so and so-and-so send me no money. Niggas is like, bro, I ain't been around you since we was 12. You talking about sending you some money? I got a family, I got kids. So I didn't have relationships. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have really a lot of relationships. So my little childhood friends and the people that wasn't caught up in this case and things of that nature, I sold drugs with people. We weren't friends. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm from a block where we all sold drugs together, but we wasn't friends. So I bring that back into perspective to say I had to figure that shit out in jail. And I'm saying the first money order I ever got in jail was $15 from my great grandma. May Allah rest her soul, because she died when I was incarcerated. But She sent me $15, and I'm like, man, that shit barely got me hygiene. So I had to make a way. So for me, it was an old head up gander, and I seen him doing it. I'm like, fuck is this nigga doing? And I'm seeing niggas run back in the joint, and he had like a little jail store and all that. So I'm like, what the fuck he got going on?
What's the jail store?
The jail store is nigga raised, you know what I'm saying, your Wawa, when niggas money ain't coming up short. Yo, man, my mom, she ain't sending money right time. My girl, she ain't sending a check when she's supposed to, but it's in the mail now, but commissary tomorrow. Nigga don't want to starve. You know what I'm saying? You be like, I ain't eating off the food cart. So Joker kind of, because I had a store too, you know what I'm saying? Depending on the buildings, the store shit ended up becoming a headache in jail because I ended up going to the back because a nigga told on me about some cookies that he owed me. Nigga owed me like 6-7 packs of cookies. He tell on me saying, because he missed the store, right? So at the time, the way me and my man running the tier, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, we got really a zero tolerance policy at that moment on the unit. And he goes tell the COs like, man, I got to get, you know what I'm saying, the bull in this cell right here. I owe him such and such from the store. He probably going to do something to me. I just want to go on PC. So that nigga try to sign on. He don't know I got a cell phone in the cell. They run down on me, talking about the cookies, and I'm running the store and find the phone. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I was like, never again, because these niggas, you know what I'm saying? Because they, you know, them rats is rats, man. They terrible, man. So he, you know what I mean?
Nigga got you sent to Max for
seven packs of cookies, man. I never forget it. You know, and I gave, you know, what it was is he only owed me 3 packs. He owed me 3 packs. He got the 2 for 3. So in jail, you might go to the store and be like, yo, let me get 2 packs of cookies. So if I rock with you, I'll be like, yo, just give me my 2 packs back. Just give me what you took from me. You my man. I ain't charge you. And if I really rock with you and you ain't got nothing to eat, I'm giving you the food here, bro. You ain't gonna miss the store here, go 15 hours till your money come, right? But if I don't rock with you, you know what I'm saying, it's 2 for 4. I give you 2 cookies, I want 4 back. If you are, you're a normal customer, I might say, yo, you get 2 cookies, you get 3 back. So this nigga missed the store one week, so he had already owed me like 3 packs of cookies. So I said, yo, that doubles. Yeah. The fuck is wrong with you? You missed the store. You gave him, so instead of owing me 3 packs, you owe me 6 packs. Oh, I see. You still saying you owe me 6 packs now because I gotta wait, because at the time you don't go to commissary every week, you go to commissary every 2 weeks. So nigga, you had 2 weeks to get that money, missed the store, and now I gotta wait another 2 weeks. Yeah, you gotta double that up.
He said, yeah, I got something for you. Hey guard.
Yeah.
Check right
and
on
I
that.
seen a nigga going off the tier, and I was doing something like playing poker or something before we locked in, and I ain't pay this shit no mind. Nigga might be going to medication, going to use the phone. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? But I seen it. So I go in the joint, and my dumb self, instead of getting rid of the phone, actually I didn't have the phone. Somebody else had it. So I'm trying to, I don't know, I can't remember what I had going on, but I tell that nigga, yo, bring me the phone down. He like, bro, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I just got shook down last night. That's another thing. I had got shook down the night before. Long and behold, man, them niggas came right back. Next night, shook me down. I said,
You gonna ask him the question?
What?
What's a shakedown?
Man,
For the viewers.
For the viewers, the shakedown is when them guards come in that cell, man. You know what I mean? Come on out there, strip you on out there. And they, you know what I mean? They search that cell. They look for weapons, contraband, anything that ain't supposed to be inside the penitentiary. And I probably, man, at one point probably was the most shook. They stayed shaking me down because I'm running the ticket. I got other stuff going on. I was doing too much. So they stayed fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? They stayed inside my cell. My man was here. You know what I'm saying? He'd tell you like, man, he'd be like, man, every day I came back, I'm like, yo, this nigga's in the cell again. He like, yeah, bro, you hot as shit. You know what I'm saying? But at this time, you know, I got accustomed to how to move around them, you know what I'm saying, them people. So, you know what I'm saying? This that time they caught me out of bounds because of this coward.
Yeah. So fast forward a little bit. So you did your time, right? You come home, and how old were you when you came home?
I was 37. 37.
So how was that? How was that? Walk me through, because you ain't been home that long.
Nah. I only been home 3 years. I say I've been home 2 years, right? But technically I've been home 3 years. And the reason why I say I only been home 2 years is because I did a year and some change on house arrest. So my walk home was crazy, right? Because I was going through so much with like getting an ID, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna go work at ShopRite and all this. Because here's the thing: when you get out, all you got is theory. Niggas got big, great Gatsby plans. You know what I'm saying? My man gonna give me $5,000. This nigga right here, I'm gonna get $2,000 from him. I know I'm gonna be able to scoop up a band or two from so and so. It's not real life. It's not real life when you come home. Niggas come home and get a rude awakening. If you catch somebody that you happen to know, they got some money, you understand what I'm saying? He might could do something for you, but everybody else gonna be spinning you around. So when I came home, you know what I'm saying, I had a few people that did exactly what they said they was gonna do, nothing more than nothing less, right? But for the most part, everything else was broken promises. And understand what I'm saying? So I had what's crazy is a brother that I met in penitentiary, my man, we hustling together, you know what I'm saying, whole time in jail. He had got home years before me. And I'm saying, like, years. He had went and did another bit and came back home. I was still there. And then he had been home again for years. And I ain't had nowhere to go. I ain't had nowhere to stay at, man, when I first got out. You know what I'm saying? My mom was staying with my sister. My sister got her, 3 kids in there. My other sister staying with, so it's like 4 or 5 people in the house plus kids.
Right.
Can't go there. And I'm saying, at the time, me and my pop ain't even talking. You know what I'm saying? So I can't go there. I ain't even talking to the nigga. I don't even know where he lived at the time, right? So those are my 2 options when it comes to family. My grandparents is dead, right? Don't got no girlfriend. The girl I did come home to, she ain't situated. You know what I'm saying? She's staying with her mom in the hood. Can't go there. You know what I'm saying? It's a high volume block. Can't be. I don't even. If I'm on the block, they're gonna be at the house every night, right? So I'm just stuck in between it. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm ready to do. So initially, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna be a trainer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on house arrest. So I immediately starts taking. So my man talked his wife into letting me stay in their basement, right? So when he let me stay in the basement, I'm on house arrest. I get 2 hours out every day. I'm like, all right, boom. So when I first came home, my first day out, he picked me up from probation. He gave me like $300-400. Took me to DTLR. I'm like, okay, boom. I'm ready to get a couple pair of sneaks, some T-shirts, a couple of joints. I go on DTLR, I get a pair of sneaks and a sweatsuit, the money's gone. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? You know what I'm saying? I want to get out these jail clothes so bad. Yeah. So I'm like, he like, yo, yeah, it's different, ain't it? Yeah. Sneaks $200, $150, right? Whatever the sneaks was, because I don't want a pair of Air Ones because I'm like, nah, fuck that on. But ain't Air Ones in jail. You know what I'm saying? I want a sneak. So I can't remember what my first sneak was. It was like an Air Max, I want to say, right? I get one of these Nike tech suits, these joints. Get that, the money is gone. Yeah. My man, one of my young boys, what's crazy is like this young nigga, he from out Newcastle, and I rock with him hard body. Shout out to him. He in the feds now, and it's crazy, but he had gave my friend and my aunt, you know what I mean? Well, my girl at the time, he gave her, you know what I'm saying? So the girl I went to jail when we was like 16, she was 17, whatever. We was childhood little, you know what I mean, sweethearts or whatever. Boom, when I came home, she was the girl that was there for me, you know what I'm saying? So she was picking me up, dropping me off. You know what I mean, take nothing from what that sister did for me when I came home, you know what I'm saying? Because she was definitely a support system that helped me regain my balance. So he gave him like $1,000, and they picked up, you know what I mean, some clothes. She picked up some clothes, like T-shirts, you know what I mean, normal stuff I would need. Right. And then whatever was left, she gave me that. So that was a little bit of money I had in my pocket. That was it. And then from hustling in jail and doing whatever, I had a few $1,000s from jail. So what happened was I had that little few $1,000s, I had that money, and then I ended up seeing my man again. He gave me a couple more dollars, right? And then, you know what I'm saying, I run into Coley. Coley like, all right, he give me a few $100s and was like, nah. I told him my plan. He like, what's the plan? I'm like, man, I'm going to go work this shop right. He like, nah. Just come on, man. Just follow my lead and just follow my lead. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I did. So went and did that, you know what I'm saying? And between my man that's let me stay in the basement, Coley let me work, right? I ain't really had no bills. He wouldn't even let me spend money for lunch. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't had no bills. So with that, I came home in November, just off work. No hustling, no nothing, just off work. Came home in November, February of 20, 21, I had my own apartment, just like that, because I was focused. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, I respect my man. You know what I mean? My man and his wife let me live in this crib. Shout out to that sister too, because she ain't do no complaining. She ain't know me from a can of paint.
Yeah, that's a big thing, man.
She
That's
ain't know me
real.
from a can of paint. And that sister, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always say, man, I get a heavy bag. I'm coming back. I'm going to drop it on her. Because that sister ain't do no complaining and let a nigga she didn't know around her daughter, because they had a daughter together, live in her basement. I got to take showers there. I'm eating there. And she ain't do no complaining. I had my food stamp card. That's all I could give her every month. Here, take my food stamp card. That's all I got. And she rocked out. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that was. That was my initial transition coming home until I figured it out. And then, you know what I mean, other opportunities came up, you know what I'm saying, working. So now I got 2 jobs. I ain't had to spend a check because I'm living for free in this crib. And I'm working, you know what I'm saying, really ain't spending money, you know what I'm saying, doing none of that. So you look up, I got a few $1,000. So I ended up buying a car, and I got an apartment from the money I saved up. I got my license, you know what I'm saying? I did it right, got my license, permit, I had to learn how to drive again.
Right.
You know again. You know what I'm saying? Had to learn how to drive again. And some would say I ain't know how to drive in the first place.
That's what I was getting to. But you really think you knew how to drive before you went in there?
The first time we took a ride, man, I had my permit. So it was me and Coley and 2 of the other OGs. We in the car.
Oh my God.
Man, them niggas pull over. Pull over. Nah, you're done. You swerving everywhere.
What?
We went over a bridge. That was it. They like, man, nigga,
listen, if they made you get off the wheel, you must have been driving reckless. I done rode with some of them, boy. Scared for my life. We get out, park the car, and give me the keys.
Yeah. Man, they wild. So yeah, I was driving. I ain't know how to drive. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to push gas. I know how to push the gas. I had 2 concepts: push the gas and push the brake, nigga. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's bottom line. So that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? We got to that point.
But you know what I mean? I'm not take a step back, but going a little bit deeper. So you coming home, right? Now mind you, because we talking about it like, you know what I mean, kind of just going over it like it's a smooth road, but it really ain't. Think about this. Somebody going to prison at 16 years old, right? Going to prison at 16 years old, spending 21 years in prison with little to no outside support, then coming home after that period of time and doing the things that he did. You know what I mean? You said come, I'll let you work with me, but the reality is you brought value. You came home, you came on to work in the program, was working in a youth program, youth empowerment program, and you came home immediately and you worked. You know what I mean? You was doing your training, you started doing training with the kids in the program.
Mm-hmm.
Started doing all the athletics with the kids in the program, building solid, transformative relationships with the children in the program. And just once, as I started showing you stuff, you know what I mean, because I could trust you, you know what I mean, you my man, so I can trust you, and I'm showing you everything, and you just was doing things and holding things down.
Yeah.
And then we had the job. Then we had another project, and another project was going on. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a
lot.
lot.
I kept telling you, like, nah, just take it, just do it. You got to find your own level. So I was
Save
just
your
trying
money.
to
Save your money.
Yeah.
That's one thing he kept. Yo, look, put away from tax, because I ain't know nothing about that either. I ain't never filed no taxes in my life. Save that money. And that's a key step we can't put over for people that don't know, man. Gotta pay attention to that. And I'm still learning about these taxes and stuff. This joint get real because it was all 1099 work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got a tax return yet. Yeah. And I don't even know what one look like. You know, every year I owe them money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yo, they owe $3,000, $4,000 for last. You know what I'm saying? So save that money. And that was one thing. Like, yeah, I mean, he was just, you know, drilling in me. You know what I'm saying? That. Then we started Flex Kings training, man. And once that Flex Kings got off, man, I remember I got my first contract. Somebody hired me to work 4 hours and gave me $1,000 to do it. I'm like, the fuck? Hold up.
It was a company or individual?
It was a company.
Okay.
It was a company, you know what I'm saying? They was like, yo, can you come run this program? Da-da-da-da. My sisters at Network Connect at the time, they ran the alley and was like, look, if you couldn't do this, you know what I'm saying, we can start. And them sisters, man, did what they were supposed to do, man. Shout out to Network Connect, because that's home team too, man. Network Connect is definitely home team, which is a Delaware-based nonprofit group, man, that just really work with everybody in the city, right, from all walks of life. And they got a lot of good things going on over there, man. It's a program, again, that I'll always be there for and always give my time to them sisters because they took a shot. I might have been home 6 months. House arrest bracelet on. They gave me another job. So the incomes we was able to stack the incomes where you looked up and I was sitting on a nice piece of penny. Man, and it allowed me to catapult myself in a different position. You know what I'm saying? And I never looked back. I just never looked back. Always grinding, always trying to figure out the next strategical move that would be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? All the way up to the point we at now. You know what I'm saying? So it might not feel like, you know what I mean? I mean, it might look like I've been home years and years, but this is 2 years, man. This is 2 years. I always say now, I'm like, if I would have been out here 10 years, I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, because now you take something off your plate. When you got the right team in place, the pieces in place, somebody else could be working on something. And understand what I'm saying? Like the music thing, man, now, you know what I mean, not to get too far ahead into the joint, but me and this man was talking about that music thing 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? He was like, man, that shit, boom, boom, boom. He gave me his idea, and we left it on the table. We thought about it. We said, nah, boom, it'll work. But we left it on the table. The idea was always in my head, but we ain't put no water on the seed. Because we come up, you know what I'm saying? You know, we used to be sitting here talking. We'd come up with a bright idea, but it's about time. It's about stuff being in the right time, right position, right place, you know what I mean? Yeah. God's plans.
Yeah. This is a good spot. Let me play a little bit got a little bit of your music here. Let's play a little bit of
all
that.
It is.
You gotta get out of that mood. Matter of fact, let me hear something, man. Let me hear something.
Hey. Cause I be on my way, 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 This is pain for the crooks, for my homies up in Max with blood stains on they books, staring out they windows, small hope but they look, and they think about they freedom and niggas they want cook. Boy, your day coming. Did that time felt like the clock wasn't budging. Machiavelli on my mind, I just kept on thugging. See some thorough niggas fold that I got a husband. My OG said that there ain't no all of a sudden. My cold D said no please bro, it's all or nothing. I blew trial, took a curry and I did lunges. Some mornings in them hole felt like death, cousin. My ex-girl took my soul, what was left of it. Mom Dukes took that kitty and she left nothing. True story, man. I'm sick of niggas in they stories, though they all frontin'. I hate the guards and I'm sick of all these fucking lunches. That's a true story, man. That came from a place of nothing but pain. I wrote that like in my last like year in jail. You know what I'm saying? One day, and I was sitting in the cell in the joint. Sometimes, man, you just see this shit, and the lyrics that came to me, and then I woke up. I remember my cellie at the time was little 5Bs, and 5Bs was like, he was like, man, what you doing? I'm like, man, this joint coming to me right now. Wrote it, boom, whole joint. And he was like, nah, that's it. That's it. And I tucked it, put it in the, you know what I'm saying, he tucked it, put it in my, you know what I mean? And then, you know, when I finally decided to take that leap of faith and start messing with the music again and trying it or whatever, but that's what it came out, and that's, you know, probably definitely one of our biggest hits that, you know what I mean, when people hear it, they know it, like, because everybody can relate to it, whether you was locked up or not. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have to be in prison, because everybody, this thing jail, man, we done lost so many dads, brothers to the prison system and the graveyard. So when you hear that shit, it's like you ain't have to be in jail to feel that pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, your pop in jail, your uncle in jail, your brother in jail, and you be like, damn. So it gives you a perspective of what I was going through, and it was raw emotions, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, Mom Dukes took that kitty and she left nothing. That, like I told y'all earlier, I had gotten in a car accident. I had got a bag for being in a car accident. My mom's had guardianship over the paper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
not thinking, a nigga, I got 35 years. She ain't, you know, she out here living life. She's struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't hate my mom or nothing like that, but it was money that could have been used when I got out. But the reality of it, she could use it right now. So when she took the money, it's like, yo, nigga, I need it now. You talking about 30 years from now, and now we don't know what you gonna do.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? I've came to understand her perspective a little bit more, because now being out here, I know how hard life could get, and you're like, yo, look, I ain't stealing from you, nigga. I need it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I don't got this person, no, I need it. You know what I'm saying? So, but it still hurt. Yeah. Don't change the fact that that type of shit still hurt.
Yeah. You know what's funny? You said something that I think about, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately, is choices. A lot of times we take choices for granted. Like the choice to be able to do something down the line. We take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do whatever the thing is down the line. But before that happens, you gotta survive first. You gotta survive before you get to a point where you can make another decision down the line. And that's what a lot of time, your mom, like you inside, you know what I mean, you did what you had to do to survive. And a lot of people do that, but we don't, you know what I mean, we don't understand it for what it actually is, just surviving, so that, you know what I mean, you can get through, to be able to hopefully to be around to make a better decision or make a better choice down the line. So you a father then? Yeah. What's that like?
Oh man, it's like the greatest accomplishment and joy. I did a video shoot last night, and I seen the little girl with one of my artists, right? She got like a 10, 11-year-old daughter, and this little girl knew her mom lyrics word for word, right? And I'm like it was crazy, right? Yeah. And the only thing I could think about is, because the artist, she started crying, right? Because she watching her daughter, her mini me, mimic her as a young version of herself. Yeah. So I can see how emotional it is. And now, when I see my daughter and she mimics me, so I understood the tears that she was going through watching that. When you see this little person that you watch grow, and you help cultivate their minds, you help guide them, you know what I'm saying, to the point where they couldn't wipe their own pampers, to the own point where they using the potty too. And I'm in a lay down, and she understanding what I'm saying down there. Go put this in the trash. Like, I'm still in the beginning phase of it. And, you know, I've been there day one, man, since the moment she came out the womb and she slept on my chest that first day in the hospital. I've been there every step of the way. You know what I mean? So being a father definitely, it changes you. It changes your mindset. And then when we come from dysfunctional environments and families, and this is crazy, right? You ain't gonna believe this, though, but I remember you telling me stories about your dad 20 years ago, about your dad was there, but he wasn't there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, this type of shit sticks with people, right? And this is why you never know, because as a young man, and we having these conversations, I can still remember some of them, right? And we having a conversation like, yo, my dad loved me, but he didn't know how to show love in certain ways. Right. You know what I'm saying? He was there my whole life, but he wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't understand that until I understood that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be a dad and you could be in the presence, you could be providing, but there's so much more that goes into this shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't wake up and just be like, oh, I'm taking my daughter shopping, and you do one good activity, and then you don't talk to your daughter for the rest of the week. Right. Or you don't call your son the rest of the month. Man, I just took you shopping. That was a month ago. It was 29 other days that you could have been talking to me and, you know, doing stuff with me. And then sometimes just me coming in the house and seeing her run up to me and just grab me, she don't want nothing. Right. She just want to be around her dad, right? So I brought that up to say that I remembered that type of stuff, and I wanted to break all of those cycles. You know what I'm saying? Not just the cycle of not being there, or not the cycle of not being there physical, but also the support of not being there emotional, mentally. All of them stereotypes is like, and I used to tell her mom all the time, right, that just have a baby. I got it from there. Just have it. You know what I'm saying? Because you in jail, you come home, I don't got no kids. I'm starting to think I can't have kids. You know how it is when you first get out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I don't know, but yo,
It's reckless behaviors. You know what I'm saying? It's some reckless behaviors going on. You know what I mean? To dumb it down, you come out, it be some reckless behavior. Some men can control, you know what I'm saying, they urges and different things better than others. You know what I'm saying? But for me, of course, you know, I come home after doing all that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some reckless behaviors going on in life, man. It is what it is. So I had to grow and get myself together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once I grew and got myself together, I was ready to be a better person for her mom. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, love it. I love every minute of it, man.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man.
That's exciting, man, hearing you talk, not realizing that you only been home 3 years. It felt like a long time, but you know what I mean?
Long ass 3 years.
And you went in so young, you still got a lot of stuff to you still in the process of finding yourself. Like age aside, you're gonna find yourself more.
Yeah, nah,
you know what I mean?
sure,
Different experiences. You're gonna with time, with being home, and still, because I'm sure you're still getting comfortable. You'll be able to lay down and then look back over your life, man, and really be able to reprocess some different things, man. So it's a beautiful journey ahead of you. You touched on something too with the parenting thing, man, about being engaged, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the challenges of fatherhood and just parenting in general, because you could be there if you're in your right mind, right? Nobody intentionally does anything to harm their child, right? And you there, and you know, but they see everything, they pick up everything, they record everything. So from your perspective, you know, I'm providing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You know what I mean? You might think you're good.
Yeah.
And from the kid's perspective, you know what I mean? We don't know what they holding on to. We really don't know until they become, you know what I mean, of age. And so that's, it's for the listeners, man, communication is important.
Yeah.
Perseverance. Like if you sign up to do this dad thing, you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You got to be there every day.
Yeah. It make you respect women a lot more too. Like if you, like for me, and seeing that process and seeing what that woman went through, bringing that baby up out her body and that whole, and I'm like, oh, and I'm saying like, because black women and women in general, right? They've been raising these babies by themselves a long time. Because we lost a generation of fathers, right? Between prison, jail, addictions, right? Because sometimes the addiction get you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot, and mom's been doing it. And then, so when I see them posters now when moms say, it's hard being a single mom. You don't get that extra time of, I need babysitters, I need this. It's like, yo, I'm raising a child with somebody, and it's hard. And I'm raising a child with somebody, you know what I'm saying? The sleepless nights, you know what I'm saying? Like one time I was in Oklahoma. I get off the plane, my daughter got hand, mouth, and feet. I can't get back fast enough, right? So my wife, she calling me, yo. I'm like, huh? So I'm like, yo, I just got off the plane. She's like, yo, meet me at the AI hospital. I'm sick. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to respond or react. I don't know what hand, mouth, and feet is, right? So I get there, my daughter, she got her, I'm, you know what I mean? And that's when I was like, yo, if this woman had to do this by her, and I was going for a few days. I was only in Oklahoma a few days, but just that fast, something happened, right? And that's that thing now. If this woman didn't have me as a support or as a king or as her leader, right, she would have been trying to figure that out by herself. Right. But having that companion, that leader to be like, all right, calm down, this is what we're going to do. This is how this is going to be handled. Like, it helps her. And I'm saying that's for all dads, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta be active. Even if you ain't with the mom, man, you gotta be active in trying to figure that stuff out, because presence of us, you know what I mean, is unreplaceable.
Yeah. And you know, you make me think about, you know what I mean, what I'm seeing on social media and stuff now is like people really like this pitting against, you know what I mean, men against women and pushing back on strong women, independence and all that stuff. And my thing is, we need to be here with it. We gotta be working on the same page. Yeah. The reality is this: is that on both sides, people do, you know what I mean, do things and exhibit certain behaviors out of, you know what I mean, out of how they were raised, you know what I mean, experiences. Some of it, you know what I mean, is just, you know what I mean, some of it is, you know what I mean, people kind of going off the rails on stuff. But all that stuff aside, you know what I mean? Being able to work together, man, and trying to raise healthy kids, healthy human beings, man, is the most important thing out of all that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. That's the goal, man. That's the goal. So we just, like this podcast, I think is like so needed in the community, and like I've been meaning to get up here, been trying, I've been scheduled, been jam packed, and I'm like, yo, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna miss it. I'm coming. And the first opportunity that I had, like now I'm on my podcast run right now, just building the label reputation up so people that have a better perspective about who I am, what I represent, and what I come from. So with all that being said, like this podcast is hitting it from a different perspective because we got a lot of hurt and scarred men. It's a lot of hurt and scarred men. And you know how you know they hurt and scarred by their actions, right? So it's like, you know what I mean? Nobody wakes up and wants to be a deadbeat dad, man. Nobody wakes up and I don't think that's men's intentions. You know what I mean? It's life, reckless behaviors. There's so many things that go into it that ends up snowballing. And then a lot of us just don't know how to be a dad because we never had examples. I was blessed. And that's what I'm saying. I was blessed to run into this man at an age where I needed some guidance, right? And then it's other people's, like I took bits and pieces from. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of guys on that farm down there in that penitentiary that I owe a lot to, right? Because I got a lot of lessons from a lot of different places. Because once I started learning and trying to figure it out, I started mimicking. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know how to act. So I had to mimic good characters or characters that I wanted to be like. And when you get out here and you start seeing, when like we was working in that program with the youths, I'd be like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like I was there every single day.
Yeah.
9:30, 10 a.m. because I was trying to get out the house off that house arrest. So I'm doing the distance learning, trying to learn this new math because they don't teach them math like we learned. So learning that, you know what I mean? I got to interact with the parents and all of that. You start building that relationships in the court, and then you see some of their reactions. And then one of my young boys, man, I met him when he was like, I guess he had to be about 13 or 14 because he about 16 or 17. But I met him as soon as I came home, and last Father's Day, he sent me a message and was like, yo, I'm just giving you a shout out on Father's Day because I'm not gonna lie, man. I know, I met you a few years ago, but nigga, you've been like the only dad I ever had. And it fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, I never looked at it as I was trying to be his dad or trying to be a dad or anything to him. I just didn't want him to get killed in the streets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I lost, we lost, and then we've lost a few of our kids from that center since I've been home to gun violence, right? And he was one of the ones that I seen, if I don't put that extra attention to him, I'm going to lose him to gun violence, right? Because he's already a wayward youth. You understand what I'm saying? And even now, he called, check on me. Yo, boom, 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 boom. And like, I got to go pick him up. I'll probably go get him today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I have to. And I'm saying, and he, even though he might be doing what he's doing, I try. You know what I'm saying? But, we just ain't, because if it was on me, I'd take him out the city tomorrow. You get out here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because, it could be done.
Right.
But the examples of it being done, like, you don't always see it. You know what I'm saying? And then what I realize now is that it's really not that hard. You got to put your head down. And I read something on one of these social media sites, and the guy said that if you put your head down for 1 year, you sacrifice your life for 1 year. Just sacrifice for 1 year to be straight the rest of your life. That's it. Sacrifice for 1 year to be straight the rest of your life. And I did that. That year I came home on house arrest and trying to I sacrificed that whole year. And I remember y'all went to Vegas. Y'all was out, man. I'm like, damn, I want to go, and I can't go, right? I'm in that sacrifice year, right? And then
your time came.
It came.
Yep.
It came. And guess what? None of them places went nowhere. They were still there. 12 months, 13 months later, 2 years. If I go to Bahamas today or 2 years from now, it's still going to be the Bahamas.
Right.
It's not that one thing we know they ain't growing no more of is land. The land is the land already. They're not growing no more land. Yeah. So it's like we can get through all of that. You know what I'm saying? So even now, like, You know what I mean? I'm a homeowner now. Like first person in my family.
Shout out to Tahali for homeowner. Where's that?
Oh, this nigga got props and shit.
It's a real podcast.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, like, word up. Like, I'm the first homeowner in my family, period. Like, nobody has ever owned a homeowner on my side, you know what I mean, as a Nichols to be like, yo, like, this is ours. You know what I'm saying? Mom, pop, you know what I'm saying? None of that. You know what I'm saying? So, now my family has a foundation. Single family home, if worst times had to hit and needed somewhere, or if somebody was in a situation like I was in and be like, well, who you gonna stay with? Yeah, all right, I'll give you a head start. You come stay with me for a little while, da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and that's all, you know. I'm just, because, you know, of course we're not letting anybody in our house, family or no family, but, you know, different circumstances, you know what I mean, calls for different things. So, but that's the first accomplishment that I sat down. I remember sitting on my deck one time, right? And I'm sitting on my deck and I'm looking. I was like, damn, this is my shit. Like this really my shit. Every dime that got needed for that clothes, and as I'm going through all the closing sales and all of that, every dime was mine.
Mm-hmm.
Every dollar was mine, and this is what it was for. So when I took going to the table, and they like, first of all, before we get any further, right? They was like, you know, my realtor, she said, you got all your money? I said, what you mean? She said, do you have all your money? Because this is what it's going to end up costing, right? And she telling me the numbers, and this is what you needed the day at the close. So if you ain't got that, let's stop, because you're wasting all our time. So do you got the money? I couldn't wait to show her my bank account. Fuck you talking to. I ain't out here playing. Couldn't wait to show her. Yeah, it's there. You know what I'm saying? We good to go, man. You just find the house. I'm going to do what needs to be done. And, I mean, that was like my first pat on the back, because I never looked at myself to be like, yo, clap me out, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that old Pac, we came a long way, but still we got so far to go. So the grind just don't stop, because it's like we looking for generational wealth. We trying to teach our children about generational wealth, and we trying to do things to put us in better positions without breaking the law, right? And that's the hardest part, because you got certain knowledge and shit. So because you got the certain knowledge and stuff, it never goes away. Right. I don't give a fuck whatchamacallit. Like, at the end of the day, if I come tomorrow and you know, the right minds and be like, yeah, that shit could work, because we know the knowledge already, right? But it got to be somebody in the room be like, yeah, it'll work. But one slip up, nigga, all of it's gone, right? Mm-hmm. So it gotta be a conscious mind to be like, God damn, you're right. It's a play. We can do it. We got enough money to do it, and have the money to take to do it, and not do it is discipline.
Yeah,
that's some discipline for your ears, because you be like, yo, what they running for, or what's this going on, or what's that, and be like, well, shit, we got that. You tell them we can get that and do this and then do that, and we got the pieces in place. And to not call that play, that's the discipline.
Yeah.
Right.
That takes a different type of discipline. To have the power and not use it, that's a different type of discipline. And everybody ain't built for it. And the Rasul law used to say, man, anybody that asks for positions, get away from them. Don't give it to them. If somebody come to you tomorrow, power hungry, and they want the positions and all that, get the fuck, because they don't mean no good. You know what I'm saying? The people that don't want no power is always going to be the most powerful people. They don't even want it. They got it and don't even want it. They don't even want it.
Yeah. What are you looking at me for? So, tell me. So let's go into. I want to talk about a little bit. So we talk about your evolution, the family, and everything. But I want to talk more about. Tell me about your music journey. So what even got you to that point where you wanted to even start with music, and then take me to start there, and your first interest, what piqued your interest about music as far back as it went up through right now having one of, you know what I mean, arguably one of the hottest labels in the tri-state area.
So I always loved music. So my personal beginning to was Doggy Style and Tupacalypse Now, right? My sister's dad, who, you know, was my man, you know what I mean? My sister's dad was my man. He just died too. So he, had got 2 CDs. Before that, like I knew about NWA and stuff like that, right? But he brought it to me and gave it to me. Like, here, I just brought you these 2 CDs. Like, he gave them to me. So I'm like, oh, wow, all right, boom. So I remember on Snoop Dogg album back in the day, and they said, what you want to be when I grow? He said, I want to be a motherfucking gangster, right? And just the beginning of time, that was already in my mind because of that music. That's why I say, music had an influence on us in some way, because it went from that to Mobb Deep's classic album. What was it? The name of that classic? Infamous, right? Crazy, right? And I remember listening to them albums and trying to mimic that format, right? So always was rapping. Then Master P came out and I seen that movement, right? I'm like, damn, these niggas from the South, I ain't never heard of no shit like this, right? So I'm learning, always piqued the interest. I'll be rapping in the classroom and, jotting little notes down and things of that nature. And, right around the time, like Cash Money was dropping, like 2000, I was on the run, like 99, 2000. I'm on the run for what I ended up going to jail for, the attempted murder. So I'm learning, you know what I'm saying? So I finally tried to write a rap, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, I could do this shit.
Yeah.
And then, when I got locked up, it was niggas that really could rap. Because before that, we used to just freestyle. Man, put the beat on, I'm just going. Yeah. Oh, my name is so-and-so, I crack your head like an egg, you know what I'm saying? It just, whatever lyrics came to mind, you just freestyle it, right? So it went from that to the evolution to when I went to jail, I needed a hobby. So I really started writing in jail, trying to learn. And I remember they had a juvenile section in the adult facility called YCOP. So basically what they did was every child in the state that was charged with adult offenses, from first-degree murder, attempted murder, first-degree robbery, if you had any of them charges, you wasn't staying in Bridge House no more. You had to go to Gander Hill. And they had one pod with all the young boys. Now the problem with that is you taking a bunch of ornery-ass niggas that's already bad-ass kids. You know what I'm saying? 16, 17, bad. We all bad. We all get bad.
So you were 16 years old in an adult
facility. I was 16 in an adult facility. I was 16 years old. I was in an adult facility, and then there was other young boys. We started. I was in the second wave that started it. So it was the first wave that came through, and then my wave came through. I was in the second wave to go through the juvenile adult program. You know what I'm saying? So we learning, but I really started. So we used to do. We ain't had no TVs, no nothing to sell. So we entertaining ourselves. Niggas is rapping, they making beats. Niggas is banging on the tables, and so we used to just battle.
Right.
And that's started. You know what I'm saying? Then me and my man had a little. My man Dippy Mo. You know what I'm saying? He had another young bull. Crazy part is he had the same charge as me, attempted murder, first degree. They get that nigga 8 years. I'm like, the fuck? Ain't there no plea for no 8 years. You get 8 years. I'm like, nigga. You told. Yeah. So he like, nah, bro, I ain't had no co-defendant. I ain't had nothing. The nigga, he ain't the nigga that he shot. Because the crazy part, I ended up meeting the nigga that he shot too later on. And they both Muslim down alhamdulillah, you know what I'm saying? But at the time, I met the young boy, and then later on down Smyrna, I met the nigga that he actually shot. Right. You know what I'm saying? But we rapping. We had a group called Criminals, and we had wrote the whole album out, and then we came out to the album release in the back of the tier. And I was like, they was like, yo, y'all niggas can really rap. Now, at the time, you got Freeway and all them type niggas coming up, but I just crafted my skill set. And then it went from that to being one of the best rappers in the jail. So when I first got down Smyrna, by the time I got down Smyrna, I was a little bit more seasoned. So I got rhymes and rhymes on top of rhymes. So niggas used to come get me to battle. They be like, yo, man, this nigga, boom, 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 man, I got this on Tahali, da-da-da-da-da. And I just was writing. And just battle rapping in the yard is just what it is. And then I stopped battle rapping in the yard because this old head had came to me and was like, yo, man, I fuck with you. We actually used to hustle on the same block. And he was like, look, I know you. These niggas don't know you. You got a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? And that rapping shit is, but you entertaining niggas. Yeah. You entertaining, and then you got to be thinking about how you going to get some money to get out of here. Ain't no guard, ain't no nurse going to want to fuck with no loud-ass nigga rapping on the yard. You got to stop that shit. So at first I'm like, man, whatever. But when I thought about it, probably like 3-4 months later, I'm like, man, this nigga right, man. Niggas keep getting me to entertain these niggas. So I had stopped. And just I would rap for my friends. Like I might go in a room and give niggas some bars and be like, yo, listen to this shit, but I would never do it in the yard no more. Yeah. Nah, I'd be like, nah, I ain't. And the nigga be like, yo, niggas. Nah, I'd be like, yo, I'm cool, bro. And then I had stopped. So me and my man, Lav, he New York bull, my man Lav, me and him started rapping. And what happened was I caught a job in the computer lab, right? And when I got the job in the computer lab, we used to have access to like little like sounds and little instrumentals and things like that. So we just figured it out from there. And then he came up actually and was like, yo, I got this idea, 50 shots, nigga, only a body get you in. I'm like, huh? Man, get that shit away from me. You talking crazy, bro. I ain't going on there talking about nigga. And he like, nah, for real. He like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Typical New York. Nah, son, you know what I'm saying? Typical, but that's my man, right? And me and him became so close, and we had dropped this joint, because his rap name was Tahali Nichols. So it was Simi and Armor, and then we ended up coming up with this 50 shots idea in jail. So then I ended up meeting this other bull that was nice as shit. His name was Jers, right? And Jers, he had doing a life bit for murder. My man, who basement I was staying in when I came home, he brought Jers to me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I meet Jers, shout out to Jay Haney. When I meet him, he was crazy. I thought I had bars until I met that nigga. And I said, man, this nigga different. Yeah. So the formulation, and then it was like, nah, man, you're going to be a part of 50 Shots. We're going to record. We're going to do this, that, and the third. And that's how that started. Then it was another nigga that Jers used to rap with. We can't mention his name because he went big. So it doesn't even matter about that Negro no more because he went big. So originally it was 4 niggas a part of 50 Shots. One of them went big, you know what I'm saying, in prison. And that is what it is. So for me, you know what I'm saying, the core, we ended up doing an album from jail. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
We did an album from jail on this little... Like, the recording technique was so crazy. And if niggas is still doing it, I ain't even going to go through it because I don't want to blow it up in case niggas is still doing it. And I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So, but long story short, we got it done. And when we got it done, we sent the album home. And we had niggas running around passing out hard copies of our CD. This like 2010. Yeah. Right. And niggas is listening to it like, yo, bro, y'all shit, all right, it's just distorted a little bit. But when niggas are listening to it, because it's like, yo, these niggas in jail, though. Yeah. But we had the city like, and I'm sending the court like, man, push this shit. Niggas like, yo, man, you want me to push it, bro? You gotta promote it. You gotta but that was 50 Shots. Yeah. So it was me, Lab, Jers, and some other niggas. So long story short, fast forward, I come home, big music, so much music. Like I got piles of music, piles and piles of music. I ain't even recorded half of this stuff because some of it I'm just not in that space no more, so it don't make sense for me to always be talking about jail or because you know you cater to your audience. So when I was in jail, I catered to an audience of niggas that was in jail because that's what they wanted to hear. They knew about who was doing what, but you know what I'm saying? So, but when you get home, it's harder to use that music out here because people got different life experiences. Yeah. People are, you know, they want to talk about having fun. They want to talk about different things. So I had to switch all of that up and try to start catering it to my reality of what's going on now. So I came home not thinking about music at all. Couldn't do it. I ain't had no money. I was scared to talk to women my age, let alone thinking about rap. I ain't had no money. I ain't got no car. I don't got no money, right? I don't have time to be worrying about no goddamn music. I ain't got nowhere to stay, right? So music is like, my man was like, man, give it a run. And I'm like, man, I ain't got no time for that. So when I first came home, somebody was talking crazy. He was doing like a little rap thing or whatever. It's like, yo, boy, tell boy, man. I said, man, that nigga, no, he can't fuck with me. So niggas was talking about putting 10 grand up. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was like, all right, tell you what. You nice. You got your lyrics and all that and all that. I got 10 grand on my man right here if you got 10 grand on you, nigga. So he's like, yeah, but we got to go song for song. And I'm like, song for song? He like, yeah, we got to go song for song. So I'm like, I ain't even ever been in the studio before. I'm like, man, bro, I ain't got no time for that. I don't even want that type of attention on me. I'm chilling. Right. I'm just trying to get out here and which one? Let me clarify. When I say women my age, I'm not talking about like I was going. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some weird shit going on with Puff and all them niggas. So let's be clear. When I say women my age, it was just always adult women. But it was just like, you know, at my age, I might be, you know, talking to somebody that's 27, 26, shit like that. So because it was hard for me to have conversations with women that already had their shit together.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If that make any sense. Like you meet somebody.
Sense. I get it.
She got a crib already, car, kids, credit, incredible. And I'm saying, yo, my name's so and so. Let's go on a date. And she was like, all right, well, where we going, nigga? You understand? Where we going? And I'm like, man, I ain't got no car. You gotta come get me up. Yeah. Can you go half on the meal? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no time for that music shit. You know what I'm saying? So even when me and you had the conversation about it, the idea was there because our idea was, yo, we're gonna take all the young boys from the city, we're gonna put them on one label, and we're gonna push them and we're gonna see who make it out the city. Like you know what I mean? Some straight Hunger Games shit, man. We putting them all together, bringing them all under umbrella because we had, at the time, we had the center that was probably one of the most popular centers on that side of the city, and all the young boys fuck with me. And we was doing the gun violence project where we was meeting more of them, and we come to find out all of them was in the music some form or fashion. So the idea got cultivated right there. Right. But I had stopped rapping. Right. So fast forward to this year, 2023, my man, you know what I mean, Raj, he hit me. Yo, man, this nigga talking crazy down here, talking about, man, you was never nice, and you know what I'm saying, he always went to battle. I said, yo, bro, you understand that we grown? Like, this ain't smack, nigga. You think I'm ready to get on the middle of the street and battle a nigga? Yeah. Man, get off my phone with that dumb shit. Hung up. Right. Hung up, because I ain't. And then he called right back. Oh, nah, bro. We trying to get you in the studio, bro. Like, one time, come in the studio. I'm like, the studio? I'm like, man, that shit a layup, bro. You booked the studio time. Tell me I'm coming. Right. He booked the studio, told me the date. I went up there and went crazy.
Yeah. What studio did you go to?
So we went to, at this time, Bun by the Way. We went to Bun Studio, you know what I'm saying? We shout out to Bun, another 302 kid doing this thing. So we went to Bun by the Way. He had a studio, engineer Reek Roman. Reek Roman is crazy. Still my engineer. Reek's still my engineer to this day. Crazy. And I'm saying, in my opinion, hands down the best. So I go to Reek, who was doing there, but Reek ended up switching studios and things of that nature through time. So then we start doing it, and then the concepts start forming. And the rest is history, man. I just started putting things in motion because I'm one of them people, like, if you got something got my attention, it got it. Right. Something got my attention, and then, you know, I'm like, all right, well, let's start getting people into paperwork. Let's get this LLC in order. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then you came and was like, man, fuck it. That's what you want to do. That's fuck it. You rocking, I'm rolling. Yeah. And everything else was like, we going to figure it out, because one thing for sure, we ain't going to fail. You know what I'm saying? We just not the failure type of people, man. Yeah,
talk a little bit. Just tell me about the different artists that you have under your label and the accolades, because I know y'all been going, you know what I mean, taking artists around the different showcases and things of that nature. And so talk about that a little bit.
So the very first artist that we signed to the label was a kid by the name of Blue Symphony. Blue Symphony is like a smooth, like real R&B Friday mixed with, like, you know what I mean, Jake Holiday type of vibes. Real smooth, man. Really in that rod wave type of lane. You know what I'm saying? So Blue Symphony was the first artist. And if you haven't heard his album called Blue Notes, download that now. Check it out. Really dope album. It's only 8 tracks. Really good listen. After that, the next artist I signed was a lady from a different part of, she from like Lower Delaware, and had been putting in work on the music scene for a long time. Mm-hmm. She just didn't have a team or the support. Really dope artist. She sings, she rap, and she remind me kind of like a Lauryn Hill type of vibe. Her name was Songbird. Mm-hmm. So Songbird, I'm like, so the first time somebody brought it to him, I'm like, nah, I'm cool, bro. I ain't. But then she did a song called Favorite Ones, featuring her and Black L, and she went crazy on it. I'm like, I might gotta take a second look at this girl. Mm-hmm. And then her come to find out, her bag was deep, really, really dope talented sister. We actually just filmed her second video last night. If you haven't heard her album yet, you need to download that. It's called Goddess Flow. Songbird the Goddess Flow. Really, really dope album. So that was that. And then everything else just fell in line, you know what I'm saying? So you got Mercy 700. He's like the young, energetic, jump off the stage, best host. Like Mercy brings all the energy. He's a young kid. And he's everything, right? He fits the wave of what's going on right now. And his album coming first quarter, maybe top of the second quarter of this year. But 700 album gonna be crazy. And then you had me, you got 36 Lad, you got Black L. We signed a dope girl from she's a different type of sound. Her name Chelsea. Crazy. She was just hiding in the back room somewhere in like Seaford, Delaware. And I'm like, man, I looked one day, her views, she had a video that like 100,000 views. And I'm like, who that? Come to find out she's from Delaware. I'm like, man, we need to find her. This girl got 100,000 views sitting in the car singing a song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we need to find her and figure out what she needs to get. And I met her. Raj ends up closing the deal on that. And then after that, it was good. And then I said to myself, we drop an album. And what's the best way to do it after that? So I was like, well, we got to get y'all in front of people. So we did an album release party of the 50 Shots album, 50 Shots season. You ain't heard that one. Download that as well. That's a compilation album, the very first work we all put out. And then we started just doing shows. Like, anybody that had us in the building. So then we opened up for Al B. Al, in Wilmington. We started a tour and did a nice little tour after the album release party. We started a tour in Delaware. Then we all flew down Atlanta. We all went down Atlanta, did a show down there with Sharknado. Shout out to Sharknado, my man down Atlanta. Big Fin season, like showed a lot of love to us down there. They gave us like a 30-minute set. We was the only ones that had that. We had a 30-minute set in Atlanta. Yeah. The music, and we made a lot of connections down there. And we came back, and I said, we're going to do something big. Came back home, except we put it in Philly. And we brought Suki Hana back down to Philly. Delaware girl, put her in Philly. Amazing
that was intentional too, right? You wanted to make sure getting a Delaware girl. Delaware niggas making money, highlighting Delaware artists.
That's what it was. Good money. So I could have went a lot of different ways with that, right? I didn't have to get Suki because when you pay that type of money, anybody coming, right? But I wanted to be like, yo, Suki, this is what it is, and it played itself out. You know what I mean? I don't got no, like, it's all right, man. We building. Yeah. We building this thing. Right. We building this thing, and to give my artists a platform so they could perform in front of thousands of people, and that. But 2024, we ready to turn this to the max. That's what's up. We ready to turn it to the max. That's what's up.
So rapper, you got any more questions?
Nah, man. I think this was a dope interview.
I think it was a real dope interview.
Make sure your editor get this thing right, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See if he can take that Eagles jersey out of that joint. Yeah. Tell him paint it red or burgundy or
somebody
something.
cut these cameras off.
Cut the mic.
Talking crazy.
But nah. You got any last words you want to tell, man? Say to the folks, man.
Yeah, man. Like, if you ain't tuned into this podcast, Missing Dad podcast, you need to tap in. So we deal with a lot of issues in our communities, from missing dads, missing fatherhood, missing men, right? So the goal of it, is that we give the opportunity for dads that's, of age and younger kids to be like, like the importance of it. Because one of the biggest stigmas that I hate is when women say, I can do this by myself. It's just not realistic, right? We need y'all like y'all need us. You can't do it by yourself. I can't do it by myself. I can't procreate by myself, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we need each other. You know what I'm saying? So definitely don't need division. We need to figure out, how to make this work. You know what I'm saying? Even if you co-parenting, you know what I'm saying? And to all the dads, you know what I'm saying, that went around making these kids, bro, y'all got to step up. We got to figure this shit out, because what happens is one of them could turn into me, right? 16, gang of time, you know what I'm saying? Or they could be one of the kids that we lost, man, in these streets. So the purpose of this podcast is to talk openly, have dialogue, talk about some of the experiences that we went through and are currently going through, because I would be lying if I say that that stuff didn't help, shape me now. Yeah. So one of the worst quotes I ever heard is, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt you." I feel like that's the biggest misconception and one of the biggest, what's the word, fossil, you know what I mean, when something's fake, you know what I mean? I forgot the word, but it's not real, because people said things to me and I remember, and it scarred me, and this goes back 20, 30 years. So, you know what I'm saying, words hurt, man. So as a kid hearing certain things, you might be saying it to a kid's mom, or you might have said it to them. Like, all of that stuff has to be taken into consideration, and we have to figure out how to be better men. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Thank you, man.
Well, yeah, I want to thank you for just doing a dope interview. Thank you for sharing your life and experiences with us, man. And with that, my name is Coley Harris.
My name is Amar Melton.
Thank you for listening to Missing Dad.